Friends, have you ever wondered what the world would look like if a third world war broke out? Most of us have heard about it, maybe read articles in the newspapers, but the real picture is far more terrifying. The First and Second World Wars completely changed the course of human history. Millions of people were killed, cities were destroyed, and borders were redrawn. Now the question is, could there really be a World War III? And if so, why? When we look closely at the world today, several reasons stand out. The first is the rivalry between the superpowers: the United States, Russia, and China. These three countries are the biggest powers of our time. The US has always wanted to maintain global leadership. Russia wants to regain its lost influence and push back NATO. And China, which has become both an economic and military powerhouse, wants to extend its reach not only in Asia but across the globe. The clashes between these powers can be seen everywhere. Take Russia and Ukraine, for example. That war is already happening, and the US and Europe stand firmly against Russia. Then there's the China-Taiwan conflict. China claims Taiwan as its territory, but America openly supports Taiwan. In Africa and the Middle East too, these countries are competing for influence. Now imagine if these rivalries spiral out of control. A direct confrontation between these superpowers could drag the entire world into conflict. The second major reason is nuclear weapons. Today, the world holds over 12,000 nuclear warheads. Most of them are in the hands of the US and Russia. But countries like China, North Korea, and Israel also possess them. Think about it. Just 2 atomic bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki wiped out hundreds of thousands of lives. Modern nuclear weapons are thousands of times more powerful. If even one of them is used in a conflict, it won't remain a local war anymore. It will put all of humanity at risk. The third reason is unresolved territorial disputes. The Russia-Ukraine war continues. The China-Taiwan conflict could ignite at any moment. North and South Korea remain in constant tension, with missile tests happening almost every year. These disputes are like ticking time bombs. Any one of them could explode into a global war. Then we have the Middle East crisis. The conflict between Israel and Palestine has been going on for decades. Tensions between Iran and the US-Israel alliance continue to rise. Saudi Arabia and Iran have their own Cold War. And let's not forget, the Middle East is the world's oil hub. If a large-scale war erupts there, oil supplies could be cut off, sending global economies into chaos. We've seen this before during the Gulf War, when oil prices skyrocketed. Imagine what could happen if a much bigger conflict breaks out. The fifth factor is cyber warfare and artificial intelligence. Wars are no longer fought only with guns and tanks. Today, battles can be waged through computers and the internet. A country could hack into another's banking system, shut down power grids, or cripple air traffic. And with artificial intelligence, drones and robots are already being used in conflicts. This means that future wars will be faster, deadlier, and far more unpredictable. The sixth reason is the shortage of resources. Water, oil, and rare earth minerals are becoming scarce. Many countries are already struggling with water shortages. Climate change is making the situation even worse. In the future, nations may go to war not just for land or oil, but for access to water and critical minerals. Now comes the biggest question. Will World War III actually happen? The truth is, the possibility is always there. But for now, it's more of a looming threat than a reality. The major powers know that if such a war were to break out, nuclear weapons could put the very survival of civilization at risk. That's why they try, at least for now, to resolve tensions through diplomacy and negotiations. But history also teaches us one thing. Whenever the great powers clash, the whole world pays the price. And that's the scary part. If there is ever a third world war, it could very well be humanity's last. Because after that, there might not be anything left to fight for. That's why maintaining peace isn't just the responsibility of leaders and governments. It's the responsibility of all of us. We need to understand that wars don't bring victory, they only bring destruction. And if we want to give future generations a chance at survival, World War III must be prevented at all costs.